live up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome into Pregaming here. I'm your boy, Mikey Money. We're at Sports Money Network, and it is Thursday, which is connected to Friday, which means we're basically downshifting into the weekend. Happy weekend to everybody that's out there here. Big weekend ahead. Lots of things going on here in the Sports Money Network. As always, big UFC card here on Saturday. I started cracking into it a little bit here this afternoon. Spent a little bit of time trying to figure out how we're going to get that cash. But we got a big night ahead of us tonight in the NHL. I thought kind of like this is maybe the last big bang. I think Saturday's got a nice little card to it as well. Tomorrow's card is brutal in the NHL. But Saturday's pretty open as well. And then we're pretty much coming down to it. I mean, we got a couple of games next week here. Mondays looks like a decent card as well. But today, I thought more of the opportunity to be a little bit more predictive in terms of some of the metrics and things that I look for as far as capping. So we've got ourselves a big NHL card. I added a Major League Baseball game. We'll talk about some trends on that thing. I've got 2 player props in the NHL. And then we'll give you Celtics and Knicks. I'm tired of the NBA at this point. So that's the way we're going to get after it today, you guys. And thank you all for checking us out. Looking forward to breaking the card down with you guys here. Happy to say I went 1-0 thus far. In fact, the play that Shark and I collabed on this afternoon, the Minnesota Twins. Cash it 1-0. So that's the way we're getting after it here tonight. Of course, there's still plays out there. We have a spot each. Actually, I have 2 spots each. I should say 2. I have 2 spots. He's got 1 spot, and we've got our parlay. So let's see if we can get paid out there today to close her up. Actually, yep. That's the deal over there on the baseball side of things. So if you haven't checked it out already, timestamps are up. Didn't you bet the Reds? I gave the Reds out. Yeah, I had the Reds. But official plays, Redbeard. Official plays. We're going to give you a look, sides, and totals on every game. But when you hear the words, these are best bets and officials. Those are the ones that you want to keep in mind. Also, so we had Minnesota. I'll tell you guys right now. We had Minnesota, both of us. I had the Nerfy in the Mets game. I think the Mets take the big L today. And then I had the under 8 in the Colorado game. Those are my officials. He had the Mets -1.5. He thinks the Mets will somehow put those bats to work. And we both had Minnesota, as I mentioned. We had a parlay. Parlay was the Oakland Athletics +1.5, Minnesota. And then he's got Kansas City as the last leg of the parlay. So that's the way we are getting after it today. Of course, winnable. Tough spot there so far. By way of Cincinnati, and big win though with the Minnesota Twins. So hey, we're starting out okay. Lost a European basketball game, 3-0 in tennis today. Should have been 4-0, but my guy retired, so 3-0 on the tennis front. And a little disappointing. Patrick Reed falls to, what did he fall to? 3 under. Sammy Burns and Rory McIlroy lead the Masters. Jake Knapp, Ludwig Aberg. I thought, in hindsight, and I'll eat my words if I have to here, but there's no chance Ludwig Aberg does anything in this tournament. I'm also concerned about Matt Fitzpatrick. It's not that we all are going to beat the books. We all saw the opportunity to get it done the right way, but no, I think when everybody's on it, it's toast. So, look, tied for 49th. He's 3 over with 13 holes in. Yeah. Ludwig will be lucky to make the cut, which is a shame. Nikolai Hojgaard, he's sitting there at 4 over. He's going to struggle, I think, as well as we see here. I'm also a little concerned about Matty Fitzpatrick. A lot of people like Matty Fitzpatrick. Yeah, and he's 2 over as well. So you almost don't even need to look. You know what I mean? When you see everybody jumping in on the sides, you almost don't even need to look. I don't even know at this point. Jake Knapp and Nikolai Hojgaard. I don't want to say it's over. I mean, there's a lot of golf left here, but Jake Knapp's tied for 31st. 1 over. Looked like the course had teeth today. Looked like it was biting. Patrick Reed. Probably going to have to stand on it. Going to have to probably add some Patrick Reed here as well. Just kind of looking down the line here. Yeah. You guys notice that? You guys know what I'm saying? When everybody's on the side, there's no way it's going to cash. There's no way. We all found the spot that's going to beat the bookies all at the same time. And, it's just a sucker bet at this point. So Andrew K says McIntyre is +3 through 11. Nice first round for Reed. Nicholas Handy says the Reds were awful today. Painful to watch. They were bad. Wasn't until like the 4th inning that it got bad, but man, it got bad fast after that. Peter Grassi is here. 9 legacy paid in full parlays here, you guys. It's in. He's got the Canadians, the Penguins, the Raptors, the Pacers all on the spread. At the Sixers +5.5. 76ers. It must be using voice text. +5.5. And then the New York Knickerbockers -4.5. Another kill. Says the Flyers are too stupid to lose. Pressure's on the Red Wings tonight. Shout out to AB in the house. Another day to make money. Nicholas Handy's here. True Teller. Just joined Kalshi today. Moved all his action there, huh? Wow. They have some better lines depending on the sides that you like. That is for sure. Phil the Kill says calls get made when one side is both public and sharp. Nicholas Handy says he hasn't figured out Kalshi yet. I don't know that there's much to figure out. The biggest thing that we figured out is going into the settings and converting it to was it decimal or American odds? That was the biggest thing we figured out because that makes it a hell of a lot easier to decipher what's what. It's a prediction market. Sure is. It's also not managed by the state, so it does give you more options. I was talking about that when we first popped into it. You know, New York State won't let you pick the color of the Gatorade. New York State won't let you pick heads or tails. True Teller says he just made a parlay. I haven't done any parlays in it yet. I wasn't even sure you could do that. I guess I kept thinking about it, but Peter Grazzi says cash the A's and the under. Yeah, I shouldn't have been so pussy. I should have just gone with the Athletics money line, especially when I saw that raw. Once I saw Goldschmidt, I don't know why it was Goldschmidt that triggered it for me, but once I saw Goldschmidt was out of that lineup, bust. But okay, let's go. You guys know the deal. Says True Teller says if you use the app, you can make combos. Well, I do have the app. Stop Geoengineering's here in the house. All right, I'm ready to go. I hope you guys are ready to go. Temps to rise. Temperatures on the rise. Ugh. All right. Let's go. Like button, engaged. Plays will win. That's how this is going to work. If you haven't done so yet, smash that thumbs up button and let's kick some ass and take some names. Also, the VB MMA Picks UFC 327 Prohaska versus Allberg video is ready for you guys. That means 2 fights, the co-main and the main event, plus usually the not the curtain jerker, the premiere, the prime, the feature prelim fight. That's the word I was looking for. That is the term I was looking for. Jay Main says, yo, what up, gang? What up, Jay Main? All right. I'm going to rapid rip through these things today because I got to go to the liquor store. I don't know what happened. Too much absolute last night, I guess. I'm not sure where it all went to, but got to stock up for the weekend. It's that pivotal point where you got to take inventory. Do I need groceries? Do I need booze? Do I need Red Bull? What else do I need? Do I need winning picks? Yes, I do. And we'll talk Celtics and Knicks. Diamondbacks and Mets. There it is, Redbeard. There it is. You don't need to guess side. We'll talk sharp, respected betting. It's through here. It's in for the NHL. It's in for the NBA. It's in for Major League Baseball. I mentioned we only have a couple days left, so let's get in to make some money. Let's make some moves out here. Let's go right through this thing. Let's get into it. First game on the docket, and a lot of hockey today. Lots of games. I thought that there were options and things to play for here. You need to know. I suspect the Toronto Maple Leafs will get busted up tonight. Dale fixes alcohol comes first before food for me. You know, I'm mad at myself, Dale, because the liquor store is connected to the grocery store, and I don't know why I didn't even think about it yesterday. You know what it was? I came back from the border and I was like, oh, I'm good. I stocked up. I didn't. I did on vodka, but then I drank it all, I guess. Somebody drank it all. Must have been me. Unless it was a mouse. Is there a mouse that Billy Kill says technically alcohol is liquor, liquid bread. I count it as food. I'll tell you what, if I drink too much of that liquid bread without any actual substance, I'm hurting. All right, you guys. Arter Akhtemov? I don't know. Listen, it's like a fucking UFC fighter, this guy. Problem is, another goalie goes down in Anthony Stolarz for the Toronto Maple Leafs. 4-0 loss to the Capitals. Gave you guys the Capitals. Easy winner. But they're going to an AHL goalie. Going to make his first career start. Islanders team. Now, the Islanders are on a 4-game losing streak, but technically still in the playoff run. And that makes them dangerous. Not only that, but we have Peter DeBoer going to make his NHL coaching debut. So I guess the question becomes, do you believe in the coaching debut angle or the team chasing down the playoffs? I think that the Toronto Maple Leafs have been a beaten baby seal for a minute now. They'll probably do their best to play some defense here. I just can't see it. No way can I see this being anything but a New York Islanders spot. I do like the coaching angle. But I like the New York Islanders -1. I jumped in on the -1 because I thought, well, you know what? They should go out there, find at the very least, you know, the Islanders play that defensive style of hockey. That's what we've seen Patrick Waugh bring back into the game here. And to me, it just comes down to a 1-goal lead. They'll sit on it. They'll park the bus like a soccer game and maybe snatch an empty netter, I guess, at that point. So a little concerned about the -1.5, though. I'm not a big -1.5 guy this season with the Islanders. Just not the style of hockey that they've excelled with here. And we don't really know what the wild card and Peter DeBoer will do. But I know this won't be like, say, the Flyers and Red Wings, where a goal gets away early and then they pull the goalie with 17 minutes left in the third period because they're pressing to try to make the playoffs. And there we go. Speaking of Flyers and Red Wings, talk about a team too stupid to know they should lose. Man, here we are. Down to it. A couple games left. We're going to try to get in with a wild card team. And they'll probably end up winning again tonight. Look, not since before the Pope was gifted a Flyers jersey have we seen these boys been on the tear that they are. If you didn't see that, there's a video out there where the Pope's driving down the street in the Pope Mobile. They got the bubble dome off the Pope Mobile. And there's a Flyers fan holding the jersey, getting ready to give it to him, and they gave it to him. And boy, oh boy, have the Flyers been giving it to everybody else ever since. Danny Vlader will start for the Philadelphia Flyers. Johnny Gibson on the other side. Kind of looking to see a little bit of, I don't know. Figuring shit out, I guess, is the right answer. got busted up against the Capitals. They've been going to this guy because they really, for all intent and purpose, have an empty cupboard behind him. Season 2.4 goals against average. Current form 2.27 goals against average. Buy, sign, engaged. And I'm done with the Red Wings. They've lost 5 of their last 6. This is a playoff battle, technically. Detroit and the Islanders were the two teams that were in the... I'm sorry, was it Detroit? Yeah, Detroit and the Islanders were in the driver's seat, and they've since been struggling. So, here's the thing, though. Gibson, on the other side of things for the Detroit Red Wings, they've been playing some pretty decent puck lately. He did save 32 of 35 on the Flyers the last time. He did get a goal snuck in on him in the very last seconds of the loss to the Columbus Blue Jackets. That one should have eliminated them, but hey, look, his recent form, 3.63 goals against average, 2.63 on the season. I think that's what it comes down to. Too stupid to know you should lose. Your goalie's playing better. The other goalie's in a fade. And, you know, for all intent and purpose, of course, across the run of the season, we just see that the Red Wings cannot capitalize in those high expected scoring opportunities. It's 2 seasons in a row. It just might not be in their makeup. Flyers are scoring in bunches. Last 3 games, they're outscoring their opponents 11-3. On top of that, this is a bad spot if you're going to be a Detroit Red Wings fan. So I'm going to fade them. I'm going to go Flyers. I hate it. I stacked up on this game. Hear the enthusiasm in my voice. I'm going Flyers. And I stacked up. I think the first period under as well. Because of that slower, lower start. Probably some nerves on the line. You know, usually takes the Flyers, well, with the exception of recent game, a little bit of time to start pounding away before they start finding the back of the net. So I got even money on it too. I don't think we see a score out here. I think low, slow chess match early. And then as they get towards the third period, they'll start to open it up. And I'll tell you what I like too is if the first period stays under that 1.5, I think about the second period over. I think about the Flyers to win the second period on top of that. And -1 AB. Islanders -1. You can use the run line calculator to figure out the -1. It's about -130 to jump in on the -1. J-Man likes the Broad Street Bullies money line. Mr. Wesker says Chris Chelios. I don't think Chris is playing tonight. I think he's a healthy scratch. And then we're going to move on to the Penguins and the Devils, you guys. Here we are. I'll give you the sneak peek as well. What has been cashing, and cashing again for us? Not just for us. For everybody. I'll give you a second. I'll give you a second to think about it. Overs, baby. Overs. Devils are toast. Penguins, for whatever reason, just keep scoring goals. I mean, a streak of 4-plussers going on. And so, without further consideration, maybe I found this card too easy. Maybe I didn't want to get into the overthink it bucket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the last 8 games have gone over. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 of the last 3 games have gone over. No, excuse me. 16 of the last 18 games have gone over the number for the Pittsburgh Penguins. The only question I have is who's in net on the other side of things here. And can he manage to go out there and stop the inevitable, which is 4+ goals? How many times have they gotten 4+ goals? This Pittsburgh Penguins team. Oh, fuck. Did I just close it? Shit. I just closed it. Damn it. Hate when I do that. 4+. 1, 2. There's 3. There's 3 in the Tampa Bay game, but that game went over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 of the last 14 games, they've scored 4 goals or more. What are we talking about? Why make it difficult on ourselves? Why question it at this point? We're going to stay hot. We're going to stay riding the train. If you missed the train, it's not too late. Plus, they're giving us the benefit of Stuart Skinner going to start in goal on the Pittsburgh Penguins side of things here. And, you know, he's dealing with injury. This is something I kind of was digging into a little bit there. They scratched him late the other game. Turns out that he had some upper body fatigue or stiffness or something that was going on. He's 27 years old. How stiff can that upper body be? Man, 27 years old. It feels like he's played a lifetime for that shithound Edmonton Oilers team, man. Last game, he allowed 5 goals on 32 shots against Tampa Bay. That was the game that Tampa scored 6 goals on him. That game went way over the number. In fact, he's allowed 3 or more in all but one of his last 9 games. So we got a Flyers team we got a Devils team that's scoring 4 or more, and the goalie's allowing 3 or more. Well, 4 plus 3 is 7. So let's take the over 7, 6.5. That's it. Can't see how that doesn't come to fruition for us. And I've got a player prop in this game here. Over 6.5 at minus 120 on the Penguins and Devils. Nasty Nate says Celtics second quarter. Nasty Nate says Raptors second quarter. Origin of the second quarter, Nasty Nate. Where did that come from? Where did it become second quarter smash spots? Not disagreeing, just questioning. Jay Main says he's on the over 6.5. Wow. Utah, 11 straight first period overs. Wow. That's impressive. Winnipeg goal in the first 10. Mr. Wesker says the Oilers chokers. Man, the Oilers fucking did me dirty last night. Actually, it was really the Sharks that did me dirty last night. Can I tell you the disappointment in that game? This is where I say sometimes if it's this obvious, right? If everybody's talking about it, there's no way it can win. There's no way, right? It's like Sharks are pushing for the playoffs. Oilers are without Draisaitl. Oilers are on the second leg of a back-to-back. They were playing at Utah with elevation. Now they're in San Jose at sea level. Should be rest advantage on the Sharks. There was a huge trend in favor of the Sharks fading I think it was the 3 games and 4 nights maybe was the angle out there. It was like a playoff push. Already dominated the team in the series, and then just Oilers come out and go whap, whap, whap. I mean, Celebrini scored the first goal, so that was pretty solid. But there comes McDavid. What did he put up? 3 goals? Shout out to She Squealed in the house. Good to see She Squealed here. So that's going to be the Penguins spot. I told you guys a lot of hockey tonight because, frankly, I really like this board, and I thought that there was a lot of looks here that just made a lot of sense. Calgary Flames and the Colorado Avalanche. I don't know what was going through my head there. I was thinking I said it wrong. Colorado Avalanche, Calgary Flames. What do you do in this case here? Well, you fade the Flames. They're terrible. Devin Cooley because of injury, but they're going to Dustin Wolf. Last game, if you'll recall, where we left Dustin Wolf, he was getting his ass blistered. Half a period, 4 goals on 16 shots, 9-2 loss to the Avalanche. This Avalanche team. That's where we left him. 10 goals on 50 shots. Where Dustin Wolf stands right now. 3.09 goals against on the season. It's off the charts in his last handful of games. And then here come the Colorado Avalanche. 5 games left. Figuring out their goalie rotation. They've been working the Wedgwood-Blackwood rotation. And here we go. Now, Blackwood has lost 3 straight. 12 goals on 68 shots here, but they already beat the snot. I mean, 9-2 is one of the worst thumpings of the year by any team. there any reason that we can't suspect that to continue? Against the Avalanche, Dustin Wolf, 4 goals on 16 shots, as I mentioned the other day. 6 goals given up to the Vegas Golden Knights. 10 goals in his last 3.5 periods. I think this is a good get back to right spot for this Colorado Avalanche team. We'll lay the puck line at home. I think these boys kick the shit out of them. I just can't see any other way. Mr. Wesker says it's a greasy life we choose. It sure is. Sure is. I was talking with Shark about that. People think like, oh, I worked a 9 to 5. I'm a fucking noble warrior. Dude, especially if you live on the East Coast, you're getting up. Let's just say you get up at 7, 8. Let's say you get up at 8. Okay. You're capping games. You're recapping games. Games pop off early for baseball at noon. We had 3 tennis games in us before 12 o'clock today. Do a show. Come back. Look for some scores. Start capping the afternoon card, the NBA and college, NHL. Then at 7, the games start. So you're looking to see what's going on with the games. Not to mention, if you're doing shows, you're adding the graphics component to it, man. Games don't end until fucking midnight. Dude. 8 a.m. to 12 a.m. 16 hours. That's a 16-hour workday on the minimum. Now, you can enjoy a cocktail or two while you're doing it. And it's stressful. Putting the plays out there. You don't want to come out there and look like a piece of shit. Struggling. Speaking of struggling, the Anaheim Ducks the other day kind of struggled mightily. Game that should have gone over against the Nashville Predators. Nashville did their part. Nashville put up 5 goals. Team got shut out. Team off a shutout are the Anaheim Ducks. And got to look at history. 2 up-and-comers in the Pacific Division are these teams, right? Not just up-and-comers, but young bodies that, frankly, like to score. Anaheim probably a little bit further ahead. I mean, obviously leading the Pacific, and you see San Jose's kind of fighting for that playoff spot here. San Jose's difficulty is, well, I mean, you have Dostal on the side of things for the Anaheim Ducks, right? He's got a 3.15 goals against average. The problem for the Sharks is Askarov is like their guy right now, right? So what do? They probably need to improve their goaltending situation. But how are they going to make major trades? They don't. The bodies, they're too scarce. They got Celebrini too quick. And it's probably going to take them 2 or 3 years. Favorites versus tireds, night games. Well, that are the Ducks. They are 7 straight wins in that position. It should be a fire on them. It's a pricey spot, though. So I'm not inclined to drop a $1.70 on a. I think this game's a coin flip. Sharks need it more. Ducks at home off a loss are 12-4 to the over. Now we start to see a little clarity. Not only is it off a loss, they got shut out. And then on top of that, when the total is 6.5 over the last 3 years when the Sharks and Ducks have met, the total has hit 7 of the last 8 times with everything on the line, especially if the Ducks go up like 4-1 early. Goalie coming out in that third period, and we see a score fest as it should be with this game. So I'm going to take the over. I'm going to take a San Jose Sharks over. Philly Kills. San Jose made me ill last night. Yeah, dude. 5-2 final. The only positive that came out of that game was Celebrini scored early. All right, I got 2 player props for you guys here. Goal scoring player props in the NHL. Both came fresh off the player prop report. Player prop report. That's tough to say. Ricard. Rocco. Penguins Devils game. Current price tag. Plus 210. What do I like about this guy? In the score fest for the Penguins, this dude scored 7 goals in his last 5 games. He's averaging 3 shots in every one of those games, except for one. And the dude's just on absolute fire. So hot hand. They're going to go to Jake Allen in the goal for the Devils. And Luke Hughes. This is the big one for why I think the Devils are in trouble. Defensively, Luke Hughes has been ruled out. So their blue line, suspect at best. Rackle, 7 goals in 5 games. Raquel, plus 210 to score a goal. Then I moved over to the Buffalo Sabres game. Here's a feller who hasn't scored in a minute, and he's been Mr. Buffalo. I'm talking about Tage Thompson. Tage the Rage Thompson is the guy to score a goal tonight, and his price tag is not as attractive. It's at plus, I mean, it's still nice at plus 160. But a player that, does it all. Sits on the top line. He's averaging 20 minutes of ice time a game. He's got special teams. What do you want to say? Fucking guys out there all the time. He's leading the team in points. He's leading the team in goals. And he's on a drought. Hasn't scored a goal in 4 games. This is his 5th game without scoring on a red-hot Buffalo Sabres team right now that is now tied for the Atlantic Division. He's going to be out there. He's going to be fired up. He's going to be pushing pace. He's going to be scoring a goal tonight at plus 160. So you got Raquel, plus 210. You got Tage the Rage Thompson, plus 160. Mr. Wesker says, Mikey, see Adam Silver investigated Sacramento Kings Doug Christie late foul on Seth Curry for potentially tanking violation. Dude. You'll see I have one NBA game I'm going to talk to you guys about here. That's it. That's how excited I am about the NBA. I was talking to Shark earlier, and, he caps it. He's going to guest appear for us, by the way, for the playoffs. Going to give us some breakdowns on the bigger days, talk to us about series leaders, who he thinks is going to work it out there because he fires off. He does a basketball show every day on X. So I asked him to come on here, give us some insight into what's going on with this postseason, and he graciously has agreed. So that'll be nice because I'm just a little upset right now for all intent and purpose with what's going on in the NBA. But I do like the Celtics and Knicks game. I don't know what I thought. Thought about taking a stick in the eye when it came to even starting to cap the NBA, I guess. But if there's a game, and I don't know about the second quarter here, I know that the line is moving against the Celtics. 61% of the bets and 61% of the cash are on the Celtics. It has moved from a 2.5 to a 5. And the total, despite money pouring in on the over, has come down from 219.5 to 212.5, and even starting to see some 211.5. 89% of the bets and 88% of the cash are on the over in this game. Holy cow. I guess in the East, this one kind of makes a lot of sense. It does have something for these guys to play for. So, I looked at it and I want to be involved in the under. I know it's moved and I probably missed the best of the number at this point, but Boston looking to go 5 straight dubs, but the line moving against them. Motivation is the suspect component here, as I mentioned. Thank God they're down to a week. Detroit, number 1 seed, all locked up. Nobody's been ruled out for load management yet, but Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, Jason Tatum, all guys that have been banged up and injured out there. I just think this is a slower paced game. Boston, the number 1 slowest team on the season. And the Knicks, the number 3 since the All-Star break here. Coupled with injuries, and these teams don't have really anything to play for. They're already in. This is a get our guys right, give them a little physical conditioning. Don't do anything too extraneous, and let's go out there and see who wins the game. And we know Nasty Nate thinks they're going to win the second quarter. So I'm going to take the under in this game, and it's come down. So just full disclosure, it has come down. 212.5 is the number I got. I went one more game. I added one more to the NBA card here this evening. Maybe I'm a sucker for punishment, glutton for punishment. These guys just played, and it was all about the side that got stomped curb kick. You guys know what the curb kick is? That's what happened to the Washington Wizards when they played the Chicago Bulls the other night. Now this line's 6.5. Come down from 8.5. 84% of the bets, 91% of the cash pouring in on the Chicago Bulls. It was a huge spot. They did get the shit kicked out of them, 129-98, 31-point beatdown for the Wizards. It's the duplex spot. They played in Washington. The teams haven't traveled. You could argue it was a bad scheduling spot for the Wizards, I guess. 4 games and 5 nights on the road, or 4 of their last 5 on the road. Tough schedule. The Nets, the Miami Heat, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Los Angeles Lakers. And then here come the trotting Bulls, but it is tankathon. The Bulls should be trying to tank this thing as well. Only win in the fucking last month came to the Washington Wizards. Do they do it again? I say no. Chicago Joseph's telling him to bring his Marlins hat. Talking about our guy Shark. The old Marlins hat engaged, he said. All right. Mr. Weskers is a sucker for the NBA. He's made a lot of money on the NBA. It's one of those sports that intuitively I click with. NFL and NBA. Yeah, I was saying that to Shark, man. I said I've been made. I think we're up, I don't know, like 18 or 20 units in the NBA this year, but I just find like we're going 1-1, 1-1, 1-1, 1-1. A week's worth of 1-1, you're starting to fucking lose a unit at some point. So it's like, damn, these boys don't care, so why should we? But I'm going to go back to it there. I'm going to ride that duplex spot just for kicks. I'm going to give you guys a spot in this Major League Baseball. Yes, Redbeard. Can't stand your Mets. No, that's not going to influence this play. I took the 7. And I took the under in this game with the 7. Now it's come down to 6.5. So you do have to pay a little bit more to get back to that 7. But you know, I was looking at the game overall. First of all right, I got 3 plays for you guys in this game. I'm going to stretch her out. Let me give you guys some insight here. As I'm looking at this game, the first thing I saw was monster under trends. Right off the gate, got to recognize 9-0 to the under. Their last 9 games to close out a home series are the New York Mets. So they're a bad team to start and they're an under team to finish. That's the New York Mets. Sorry, Redbeard. It is who they are. So I want to be involved in the under business because, yeah, these games should have been under. It's like a late explosion of runs that finds their way to making these games kick to the over. But I took the under. Furthermore, I took the better pitcher. In case you're wondering, 71% of the bets, but 66% of the cash have come in on the New York Mets. Eduardo Rodriguez is the better pitcher right now. Not just because he's got a 0-0-0, but this goes back to the World Baseball Classic. He played well. McLean did not. Now, McLean came back into the season, and he's been playing decent. There's no doubt about it. 2.61 ERA. But I like the Diamondbacks. So I took the under 7. I paid up a little for that 7. You guys already know I'm on the Nerfy in this game from the earlier show. The Nerfy, in fact, looking to cash 5 Nerfies in a row. Official plays. I do like the McLean strikeouts. I think this guy can go out there and mow. You know, he can shove on these guys. But I think Rodriguez gives him the edge. Not just because he's got the 0-0-0, but if you go back to the Baseball Classic, he came in top form and McLean limped his ass in there. It's carried over. McLean's starting to ramp up, but the guy that's shown more sustainability and durability in this season since 2026 started happens to be Eduardo Rodriguez. And so, you know, looking at these games and how they broke down, I saw that, you know, obviously 7-2 game yesterday, Arizona beat the snot out of them boys. That 4-3 game, Arizona was winning that game. It was extra innings that the Mets came back and snuck her in there. So Much like I said the thing about Minnesota winning the game, much like I said about the Athletics. Remember, I said the Athletics should have swept the Yankees, and then they come out tonight and they beat them. I think that's what we see with the Diamondbacks. So the Diamondbacks first 5 plus money, not plus a half. Diamondbacks first 5 should be able to go out there and get on top of these boys. That's a plus 154. Diamondbacks full game plus 160. And then, like I said, I nerfied. I'm on the under 7. The nerfy, by the way, taking some steamage. Steamboat Willie in that one. Jay Main says Major League Baseball hard as a motherfucker. Phil the Kill says, if you're a Mets fan, are you obligated to also be I wondered that. I'm going to say for Redbeard, the answer is no, because he is a Dallas Cowboys fan. Stop Gio says, with you on the Diamondbacks, Mets nerfy. Highest juice I'll pay in Major League Baseball on these nerfies. Otherwise, I'm aiming for plus money on everything this season, just about. Oh, yeah. Say it with me. That suck? Mr. Weskers, Diamondbacks good for money. All right. You guys know I love Redbeard. I love picking on him for his team selection because he's against me in the NL East, the NFC East. Obviously, baseball and football are. I'm not sure who he is on the. What do you got for the basketball side of things here? Redbeard? Redbeard strikes me as a Knicks fan. I bet he comes back and says he's a Knicks fan. Mikey, what about horses? I got no horses today. Hold your horses, Mr. Weskers. We got plenty of time. We got the Triple Crown coming up. The boys like to get going for that. I join in sometimes. The UFC starting at 5:00 though. It does wear me down a little bit. But let's talk sharp perspective betting. I don't want to miss Redbeard come back as Syracuse NBA blows. What do you think about McNamara coming back to the squad, dude? Got Carmelo Anthony's kid. Kind of cool. I mean, I was in the McNamara era where that guy just fucking dunked it. I mean, well, he didn't dunk, but he made everything. I thought it was exciting. And then seeing what he did. Yeah, he loves Jerry. Yeah, me too. It's fun. Plus, the coach after the coach is never the coach. You know what I mean? You lose Boeheim. Next guy's in a tough situation. Could be tough for a while, but I think they'll show some love to Jerry. Plus, Jerry did a hell of a job with that Division II school. Okay. Sharp. Phil the Kill says he avoids the NBA like to play. Dude, it's as bad as it's ever been right now. And it's been like that for like 3 or 4 weeks, but it wasn't that bad. Maybe, I don't know. Like, there was a stretch. The play-in tournament through Christmas, they used to always say that wasn't when the NBA started. It started at Christmas. Fucking NBA died by like the end of January. Right? Jay Main says, I remember the McNamara days. Skinny close friend was all the games those years after. All right. Sharp betting report is in. Gentlemen, here we go. Yesterday, how'd they do yesterday? They had the OKC Thunder, the Portland Trailblazers under, and the Minnesota T-Wolves. Today, oh boy. And maybe it correlates because if you think about it, the Celtics have won 4 straight games. They are 0-12 against the spread on a 4 or more game heater if they trailed by 10 or more the previous game. And the Sharps know it. And the Sharps have taken the New York Knicks minus 5.5. They also took the under 214.5 in that game. We're at 212.5. So there you go for the NBA. Major League Baseball. They like the New York Mets. They like the San Diego, Colorado under 8. Detroit and Minnesota under 8.5 as well. For the MLB side of things, yesterday they were on the Brewers and the Yankees. They lost them both. Cleveland, KC under 7. They lost all 3. Although, in all fairness, I was talking to the Shark about this earlier today. Can you really, I mean, it's a loss. I guess it counts as a loss, right? It's like when we used to talk about the UFC and was talking with Ramon about, like, if I have the side, if I say the guy's going to KO in round 3 and he gets subbed in round 2, it's a loss. So I guess technically my under in that KC game was a loss. But could you count on Reagan's taking a fucking smack in the hand on his third batter? That sucked because it changed the whole scope and dynamic of the game in that second inning. So the under, I'll give him a pass on the under because I want to pass on the under, even though I took the loss. Tonight in the NHL, last night they had the Rangers. Rangers were winning against that Buffalo Sabres team until the end. And the Sabres still end up coming back covering the puck line. Edmonton, San Jose goes over the number, or they had the over the number, which cashed 5-2 final. Tonight, they like the Blue Jackets. Tonight, they like the Penguins. Tonight, they jumped in on the over in that Penguins game, over 6.5. Not that I should correct that. They got the Blue Jackets, they got the Penguins over 6.5, and then the Flyers and Red Wings game. There's the under 6. To close it up, you guys. That's how we're going to put the bow on this show this evening. Like a rapid pace, brisk pace. No need to fill it in with hyperbole. We'll give you guys the plays and get you up and out of here. With some time to spare, you got plenty of time to get those plays in. And you got plenty of time to smash the thumbs up button. So if you haven't done so already, please kindly show a like for us. Maybe retweet the video and tell some friends. We're out here doing it on the Sports Money Network, trying to get you guys winning action. It starts at 9 a.m. with Ramon Scott, or 10, depending on when he gets up. I heard him say that today. All good. All good. Phil the Kill says, good. Get some good drinks and see you at the cashier's window. Good luck, you guys. Have a great night. Enjoy the games. On behalf